It is the flyest podcast in all the lands. And so we asking the tough questions, man. Why is it that black mothers are more likely to die from childbirth than anybody else? Is it systematic?
What? You, where'd you where'd you get that? Where'd you get that from? You
Well, I
came
mean,
up with that all on your own?
yeah, man, when you look at the statistics and all of that, like black women die from childbirth like it ain't Nathan.
Duh.
So we got one case study at one point here. And we're going to go over that and we'll be right back on the Keep It P podcast after a word from Kendra Blackwood.
Be one to the family. This is Kendra Blackwood of Hot Lava Music TV and the Hot Lava Media Group. And I come to you today with an urgent call to action. And with that being said, this petition is to demand the US government immediately make anti-black racism a public health crisis is now an active campaign at change.org. And after this message I'm going to need you to go over there and show your support. Right after you smash that like and subscribe if you have not already. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications. It doesn't cost you a thing. Now, this is a petition to demand cash reparations for foundational black Americans addressing two critical components. So what is anti-black racism? Anti-black racism is defined here as policies and practices rooted in American institutions such as government, finance, education, healthcare, and justice that mirror and reinforce economic deprivation, racially targeted laws, beliefs, attitudes, prejudice, stereotyping and/or discrimination toward foundational black Americans. What is a public health crisis, you ask? Well, a health crisis or public health crisis is a difficult situation or complex health system that affects humans in one or more geographic areas, from a particular locality to encompass the entire planet. Health crises generally have significant impacts on community health, loss of life, and on the economy. And ultimately the solution to the problem, it is imperative that the United States government declare anti-black racism a public health crisis for foundational black Americans. In 2020, as a community, Asian Americans experienced only 287 hate crimes nationwide. However, FBA in the same year suffered 2,871 reported hate crimes. As we know, those are just the reported accounts according to the F.B.I. As foundational black Americans, we know that the number should reach in the billions daily. This resulted in a 94-1 unanimous decision to pass into law an anti-Asian hate crime provision to make Asian a protected class. With anti-black racism being thousands of times more prevalent and permeating within the fabric of America, we ask that you sign this petition to say we are sick of studies and commissions to study forums and meaningless holidays and nothing burger symbolic gestures. We demand the U.S. government to urgently disperse the first initial reparations cash payment of $20 trillion to the surviving descendants of American chattel slavery. AKA, cut the damn check. And I mean that. Jack. On my ancestors for real for real. I proudly digress. Anyway. Check out the new Slave Patrol documentary. Pull up season on you sucker MCs. Don't forget to join us on Patreon. I got 4 words for you. Go grab a shirt. And love, peace, blessings and Meloa. Be one.
Music TV.
Yeah, so to all of those that have already signed the petition can be now found at jlava.com as well. But you know we do .coms around here, son. So zeroantiblackracism.com, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know we don't do nothing slow around here. B1 to BB. Hey. Hey.
Yay.
BB Gangs up for her.
It's the nooner.
All right, now let's get to this, man, because they killing us off slowly but surely. You know what I'm saying? First, they want to stop aborting their babies, but they want to mistakenly kill yours at the hospital. Dig that.
Dig that.
It says, I've never seen one done that fast before. Husband of a woman who bled to death at Cedars-Sinai after doctors performed a C-section in 17 minutes, files civil rights lawsuit. California woman died 6 years ago after giving birth to her baby boy in one of the top hospitals in the nation. Her family says the botched cesarean section led to her loved one slowly bleeding to death before dying on an operating table 12 hours after delivery. How you bleed to
Man,
death at the hospital?
peace and blessings, man. Rest in peace, love and peace to the family, P.
Man, and let's give an extra shout out, man, to the black man who was trying to start his family, you know what I'm saying? And
Right,
now he minus one. His whole earth gone.
right.
Dang. Kyira Johnson, husband Charles Johnson IV, is reaching the culminative after years of long pursuit of wrongful death lawsuits against the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Last week, he and his attorney announced that filing separate civil suits against Cedars-Sinai, and one that claims the hospital a culture of systematic bias against black patients that contributed to the 39-year-old dying after she was supposed to be there for a routine C-section in 2016. I would agree. I thought babies are born every day, B. And y'all be pushing women to get cesarean sections. You know what I'm saying? And how does one bleed to death?
Right, right.
It just don't compute.
Shout out to the my man's four generations of lineage for that name. Fourth.
That's the dopeness
Wow.
too. That's dope. The claim also alleges Johnson was denied full and equal accommodations, advantages, facilities, privileges, and services because of her race and color as a black woman. On Wednesday, May 4th, Charles Johnson, who is the fourth son of TV judge Glenda Hatchett. Now I see why they making a big deal of this. Because black people die in birth every day, B. But the reason why we doing this story, because it's actually at epidemic proportions. A lot of people aren't aware of that. But black women have the highest risk of death here in this country when it comes to childbirth. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. It says Nicole Raleigh held a news conference on the sidewalk in front of Cedars-Sinai and spoke about Kyira Johnson and how they said that her death could have been prevented if the staff in the hospital had acknowledged her humanity. No, if they wasn't practicing anti-black racism. How about that? The new lawsuit grew out of a finding Johnson's lawyers obtained as they pursued the malpractice suit they first filed in 2017. On April 12, 2016, then pregnant Johnson was scheduled for a C-section to give birth to her son, Langston. This would have been her second cesarean birth, and she had one with her first son, Charles V, the fifth. That's dope.
Super dope.
Her family included her husband, who wished her well, and medics whisked her into the operating room. Video captured her last kiss with her son before the doctors started the procedure. The legal complaint describes a C-section as rushed and done sloppily. The surgery was done recklessly, she claims. The time from start to finish was 17 minutes. According to the Cleveland Clinic, a typical C-section on average can take 45 minutes. The mother's bladder had been lacerated during the C-section. She began complaining of pain and growing progressively weaker. Johnson described to CNN in February 2020 how his fears about his wife's deteriorating condition was handled by the staff. I can see Foley's character, which drains urine from the bladder coming from Kyira's backside, turn pink with blood. I just held her hand and I said, "Please look, my wife is not doing well." This woman looked me directly in the eye and said, "Sir, your wife is not a priority right now." It wasn't until 12:30 a.m. the next morning when they finally took the decision to take Kyira back to surgery, he added. When she was last taken to emergency surgeries, doctors found more than 3 liters of blood pooled in her abdomen. Johnson says that the average adult body is less than 5 liters of blood. Kyira Johnson died on the operating table. 6 years later, Charles Johnson said that he believes racism played a part in the death. He held a news conference in the case, and one of the attorneys, Nicholas Raleigh of the Trial Lawyers Justice Center, and other community advocates in front of a Cedars-Sinai on Monday, May 4th. The widower told the reporters gathering to hear him outside the hospital, "I trusted this place with the things that my life that I precious the most. And because the things we have learned through the incredible painful process," he said, "there's no doubt in my mind that my wife would be here today be here this Sunday celebrating Mother's Day with her boys if she was a Caucasian woman." Right up the middle.
Detected.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. The reality is that on April 12, 2016, when he walked to Cedars-Sinai for what was suspected to be the happiest day of our lives, the greatest risk factor Kyira Dixon faced was racism, he continued. I like that. The attorney Raleigh, standing next to Johnson outside of Cedars-Sinai, said that they described the C-section as botched. This is sloppy, Raleigh says. It was butchery. It shocked everybody we disposed, all the healthcare providers, even the head of obstetricians here, the head of labor and delivery, looked and said, "No, I've never seen this done so fast." But doesn't rules come from the top down? So aren't they probably usually just doing practices that they've done so many times? You know what I'm saying? Angelique Washington, who works at the surgical technology at Sinai, said that she leans her faith when it comes to the care of Black people at the institution. She said on video that she prays for Black people. "When I see my Black patients come in, I say an extra prayer," Washington confessed in her deposition. "I say a silent prayer that all goes well because you do have racism, very much so, in the operating room." Whoa. Man, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this right now. Real talk.
It's real.
This is not a good story for me right now. Court papers quoted that Dr. Kimberly Gregory, an obstetrician and gynecologist at the hospital, were saying that structural racism exists and it stops Black patients from receiving equitable care as their white counterparts. Gregory said, "You know what? I figured something out too. I figured out what this article is, what the propaganda is."
Right.
You know, this is a real big deal. We need to think about childbirth. You know, y'all can wait on them reparations. Nah, cut the check. We can build our own hospitals. That's why we need to build our own hospitals.
Period.
Cut the check. Hold on real quick. First of all, we come into Washington to get our check. And second of all, we need to cut the check for Foundation of Black Americans. I digress, but it goes on to say, okay, it's not too many more paragraphs. It says, Dr. Sarah Kilpatrick, chair of the obstetrician and gynecology department, said that to Johnson, "I'm sorry, we failed your family. This shouldn't have happened. Apologies don't make up for my dead wife. Like, you know, that don't do it for me." Johnson's attorney said that there's no sufficient evidence to prove that the hospital engaged in botched practices, using race as a subconscious barometer for care. But Berita Clark, a professional at Loyola Law School, told Associated Press last week that proving a civil rights case against a hospital would be hard. The legal team will have to prove that the discrimination against Kyira was intentional. No, those are those weasel words. Don't nobody else have to prove no racism was intentional? You can call an Asian an Asian, and they just assume that that's racism.
Right.
You could get mad at an Asian and have a genuine argument, but it's gonna be a hate crime because you yelled loud.
If you decide you don't want no more hateful young, that's a hate crime.
compared to when civil rights laws were enacted, a lot of the kind of inequitable treatment that we see in the healthcare today does not seem to be explicit, Clark says. It does not seem to be conscious. Yes, it is. That's an excuse. It's very conscious. I see black person, I harm black person.
Right.
Conscious. Cedars-Sinai was founded on the principles that, oh God, whose quote is this? Cedars-Sinai was founded on the principles of diversity, inclusion, and equitable health care for all. That means everybody except them niggas.
Period.
We reject the mixed characterization of our cultures and values. If the shoe fits, wear it. Our disparities exist there are disparities that exist throughout our society, and we are actively working to eradicate unconscious biases in the healthcare and to advance equities in healthcare more broadly. AKA, we ain't doing nothing.
Period.
Because you can't unscramble eggs, fam.
Period.
I'm gonna say that again for y'all. Think about it real slow. You know how an egg look? It got the shell, it got the yolk, it got the stuff in it. Boom, you crack it open. It's all good right there if you fry it. But let me see you scramble that thing and try to get it back to its sunny side up. It's not happening.
So
it says, we commend Mr. Johnson for the attention that he has brought to the important issues of racial disparities and maternal outcomes. No, you don't. Because you just told him you don't appreciate him calling you out in just a few sentences ago. That's a backhanded comment.
And told him that he's delirious, that it didn't happen like that.
And that's not our culture, and you got us twisted. The wrongful death case against Cedars-Sinai is set to go on trial May 11th. When is that? Oh, in a couple days. Well, good luck to the brother, man. Why she have a C-section anyway? Because that's what they get paid the most for at the hospital. So they try to push that on all women.
Get you an extra stay.
Yeah, they try to push that on you because, you know, they get paid more for that. You know, regular childbirth is too time consuming. They got to wait for you to dilate and scintillate and all that and sit there they want to cut you on up, get you on out of that. Plus, it's like considered like a surgery. So they get paid more for that. Anyway, guess what I got for y'all, man?
Warning. You're about to be distracted. Distractions. Distractories. Distractolozo. Dis on a distracted side of the game. Distracticon. Super distraction. Grand distraction. The ultimate distraction.
Oh yeah, y'all. It's about that time. For the randomness that I experience throughout the day. Sometimes I hit y'all, you know, with a little something that be on my minds and this, that, and the third. Let me get it a little bigger. Let me see what I can do here. I saved a few. For you. Hold on, let me make sure that I got it right. Is this the one right here? Oh, all right. This actually one that I was gonna save for tomorrow on the raw day. But I think it's relevant today. I bring to you Exhibit A. Haitian tether goes to the house with his hair braided like a black person. Watch his dad's reaction. Go.
My dad was in disbelief.
You hear what he called him? A cave?
In disbelief.
I learned a word here today too. That's what Haitians call black people, obviously. Akave, hold on. Hold on. They let me put
Believe.
the subtitles on.
Kizapaze?
Kizapaze? And they made sure they showed
It's
that
the
word.
silence before he got kicked out.
You're doing too much.
And then you hear his mom's about to get him. I just wanted y'all to see that. I thought that was real telling. I don't know about y'all, but I looked deep. And that his dad was ready to disown his ass because he looked like a Nakata. One more time. One more time. Check it out.
My dad was in disbelief.
Kizapaze?
It's the silence before he got kicked out.
Oh, it seemed like he said, it almost seemed like he said a nigga. Did I hear that? Like, are you like you want to be a nigga? Like, hold on, did I hear that?
You're doing too much.
Hold on.
Got kicked
See, you
out.
hear they want to be black like a nigga. Did you hear that? He said, "Go back to be a nigga, or you're black like a nigga." I ain't crazy.
You're doing too much.
And then here he go, swagger jack. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. While doing it at the same time. All right, and then I got one more for y'all. This one,
friend of mine.
This one. This is another reason why y'all should come over to Keep It P Raw, because we do a lot of talk over there, and sometimes the talk has to do with specific people. In this case, it's this kind of talk. And today from Tethered Talk, we got Tethers talking, and Tethers is talking about being Tethers. Here, I'll let you. I'll let you hear. It says Black immigrant being honest about how they mimic foundational Black American culture. Here we go.
Friend of mine, and and through the conversation, I want to get deeper too, but through the conversation, I had a realization that I am not a part of the culture. I'm a observer of the culture and a sort of sometimes a participator in the culture.
And when you first hear that, isn't that hard to hear?
It's hard to hear.
It's hard to hear.
It's very hard to hear.
Because that's not what you thought it was.
Right.
You felt like you were in there.
Did y'all hear that? Nah, you ain't hear that. Wait, let me go back one time. Now, hold on. Listen now. Closely now. I turned the music down. Listen.
And and through the conversation, I want to get deeper too, but through the conversation, I had a realization that I am not a part of the culture. I'm a observer of the culture.
Did you hear that?
Observer of the culture, P.
Shall I continue?
And sort of sometimes a participator in the culture.
And when
so hold up, he realized he's sometimey a participator. When do you participate? When you get benefits for being Black? Do you participate when it's time to fight for our tangible benefits? Nope, ain't nowhere to be found. Sometimey participator. Listen, I ain't saying this. Listen.
you first hear that, isn't that hard to hear?
Is it hard to hear? It hurt the soul down here in this part. It's hard.
Hard to hear.
It's hard to hear.
Very hard to hear.
Because that's not what you thought it was.
Right.
That's not what they thought it was. See, they thought they was on the home team. I'm just like, brother. We brothers, brother. We all in this together, brother. Brother, you my brother. We brothers. Brother, you my brothers.
You felt like you were in there.
No, hearing this right now is like,
when you call a spade,
did you hear somebody off the camera had to express their sentiment? Did you hear that?
now it's like,
when you call a spade, nigga, in there.
no, hearing this right now is like,
when you call
Fucking me up. It's blowing my mind. Hearing this right now. You said I'm not a part. I'm not really. And you came to the realization you like me, and you came. Damn. Let me keep going.
it's like,
when you call a spade, nigga, my culture is compa and guyad.
Okay. So there's a designation. So there's a double down. His culture is guyad, nigga. Whatever he said. Hold on.
Culture is compa and guyad.
Compa and guyad, nigga.
Compa.
You nigga. It's compa and guyad, you nigga.
You call a spade.
See, so now they gotta see they was hurt and broken hearted. So then you gotta make yourself feel better. My culture is compa and guyad, nigga.
Spade, nigga, my culture is compa and guyad. No matter how much I love
shit
rap.
hurt me, bro.
No matter how much I love black. Did you hear what he say?
Yeah.
I ain't saying
Nigga,
it.
my culture is compa and guyad. No matter how much I
that
love
shit
rap.
hurt me, bro.
Man, he had to let him know that shit hurt me, bruh. That shit hurt me, son.
How much I love rap, P.
No matter how much I
that
love
shit
rap.
hurt me, bro.
No matter how much I love rap, my culture.
So rap is black culture to you?
That's what he just told you.
Here's what they think about you.
Yeah, that's what he just told you. Because of rap music, that's what makes you black.
Here's what they think about you. I'll continue.
Isn't cornbread and ham hocks.
Oh! Oh! My culture is called Anduyan, nigga. It is not cornbread and black eyed peas, nigga.
And rap music.
And rap music, nigga.
Huh?
Okay.
Right.
Even though I fuck with it.
But
even though you said that you really not a part of it, that you just got done from telling us that shit hurt you on the soulful level.
To the core.
The core of your intestines.
In your heart.
On the soulful real level, your whole candy rain is dry right now.
right.
But I'm a sauce-wine nigga.
Right.
You know what I mean?
you was born in
Fuck with it.
But
Right. Do you hear the oxymoron?
Right. With all the end bombings.
I'm a whatever he said, nigga. All right. You said it, I didn't. You said that.
I'm a sauce-wine nigga.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You was born in Haiti or you was born
I'm
here?
born
No,
here.
we're born here.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Pay attention now. It's
Even the
almost
ones
like-
that's born here that you think is down. Oh no, that's my parents and my aunties and them. They the one that think like that. I'm down. I'm from here. Did you hear that?
Don't forget.
Right.
You was born in Haiti or you was
Oh, let
born
me
here?
bring that back.
No matter how much I
that
love
shit
rap.
Let
hurt
me bring
me.
that back.
It's hard to hear.
Very hard to hear.
Because that's not what you thought it was.
Right.
You felt like you were in there.
No, hearing this
But-
right now is like,
But when you call a spade, nigga, my culture is compa and guyad. No matter how much I
that
love
shit
rap.
hurt me, bro.
No matter how much I love rap, my culture isn't cornbread and ham hocks.
Right.
Even though I fuck with it.
But
Right.
here-
But I'm a sauce-wine nigga.
Right.
You know what I mean?
you was born in Haiti or you was born
I'm
here?
born
No, we're
here.
born here.
Yeah.
But the culture and the foundation of what they stand on has already been laid before we got here.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
message.
Bing, bing.
Message. I ain't
Gotcha.
say it. So they do know, huh? So they know they don't deserve no reparations just because they experience a little racism. They do know that their families ain't from the killing fields of the American South. They know that. But brother, we get you, but we brothers. You my brother. Brother, you being divisive, my brother.
right? So when we come here, we getting the Jordans and we getting the thing, we watching Fresh Prince, and that's us observing the culture and then mimicking the culture too.
And mimicking.
Boom.
Is that what tether means? Is that what tether means? So y'all think we be, y'all be going too far. Y'all got shows called Tether Talk and all that. It's real, son. It's real. It's out of their mouth. I didn't say none of this. I'm gonna bring it back real quick and let you hear it for its entirety. Hold on. Wait.
Sort of sometime a participator in the culture.
And when you first hear that, isn't that hard to hear?
It's hard to hear.
It's hard to hear.
It's very hard to hear.
Because that's not what you thought it was.
Right.
You felt like you were in there.
No, hearing this right now is like.
But when you call a spade, nigga, my culture is compa and guyat. No matter how much
that shit hurt me, bro.
No matter how much I love rap, my culture isn't cornbread and ham hocks.
Right.
Even though I fuck with.
That makes me so mad.
Dude, come on, man. You gotta let it, dude. There was a couple times.
Yeah, because hold on, man. Because he just that's the baby, the big baby boo boo. Like but I'm gonna shit on it though, because I know I ain't about. I ain't cornbread and ham hock. Yeah, man. If you don't shut your little.
Call a spade, nigga. My culture is compa and guyat. No matter how much I love rap.
Hurt me, bro.
No matter how much I love rap, my culture isn't cornbread and ham hocks.
Right.
Even though I fuck with it.
But
I'm a sauce wine nigga.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You was born in Haiti or you was born here?
I'm born
No,
here.
we're born here.
Yeah.
But the culture and the foundation of what they stand on has already been laid before we got here, right? So when we come here, we getting the Jordans and we getting the thing, we watching Fresh Prince, and that's us observing the culture and then mimicking the culture to a certain degree. We're not of the culture.
And because we look like
But
this,
even
and because
though
they
we
invite us in
born
to feel like
here,
home.
Yeah, even.
Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that?
All kinfolk ain't skinfolk.
Because we look like them. Oh, wait a minute,
culture and then mimicking the culture to a certain degree. We're
And
not
because
of the culture.
And because we look like
But
this,
even
and because
though
they
we
invite us in to
born
feel like
here,
home.
Because we look like them and because they invite us in. Not we get up with them. Not we come together. Not we working with the brothers. They goofy ass invite us in so we feel at home. That's what he just said. Let me play it again.
The culture and then mimicking the culture to a certain degree. We're
And
not
because-
of the culture.
And because we look like
But
this,
even
and because
though
they
we
invite us in to
born
feel like
here,
home.
Yeah, even though, bro, this conversation fucked me up, Chris.
Even though I was born here, yeah, bro. This conversation messed me up. I realized I was a tether. And I don't mean them folks no good. They said it, I didn't, man. I didn't, dog. Anyway, I ain't gonna hold you. But I'm a mold you, fold you, the Fox Deception of the Tether coming this fall. They believe playing dumb is a win, but that ain't where it's at. No. It's a Jollof and Cheetah Pea high stepping dancing. Says no, me no black. No, they're not black. Yeah, they just pretty much told y'all, man. I didn't say it. All the stuff that they said, they said it. So, other than that, man, we'll be back a little later. Tomorrow is Keep It P Day. Do you know what tomorrow is? It's Raw Day. Got some good stuff for Raw Day too. Anyway, everybody else, please go to zeroantiblacksracism.com. and make your voice be heard so that this movement can spread. We need to get that up to the 100 signatures so that they can start suggesting it and we can start pissing a lot of people off, making our demands. And I don't care. Right? Love, peace with the blessings. And then I guess we got Maloha. We out of here.
going. I'm into you like Trump's in the cocaine. I know that might sound a little confusing.
Call me when you need a friend. Call me when you need someone to come through with that loving baby, baby. I'll be the one to hit it from the back. You be putting on my body, baby. There ain't no need to answer the phone, 'cause I got you where I need you, baby. Face down in the bed and we can get it on.
Music